What is going on, guys? Yesterday I went on Maximum Driftcast. If you don't know what Maximum Driftcast is, it is a podcast, the only podcast for drifting, and it was sick. I got to hang out with Paco and Corey for a couple hours, and we just talked about drifting, we talked about YouTube, and a lot of you guys chimed in on the YouTube live chat and on Instagram and asked questions. I answered a few of them, but it was a lot of fun, and I appreciate those dudes for letting me come on. So I'm linking the video, the podcast, in the description. Also, what I'm going to link in the description is Paco's personal YouTube channel, and let me tell you why. So after the show, me and Paco were talking about YouTube, and I think his channel has about 9,000 subscribers, and we were talking about the power of a shout out, and I was like, dude, I think we could get you up to 20K pretty fast. And he was like, oh, there's no way. And I was like, dude, I think we can get you to 20K. So we made this bet, and we just joked around about it. And I said that today I would talk about it in my video. So here I am talking to you guys. I think that we can get Paco to 20,000 subs, and this is only just like a gentleman's bet that I think that we can do it. He says we can't. I don't think he understands how cool my subs are, and I would definitely probably say that I have the coolest subscribers on YouTube, and you guys are the shit. So if you guys could go over there, check it out. He is going to be uploading like cool shit too. It's not like he's just gonna, you're gonna go subscribe and he's never gonna upload anything. He's doing a bunch of weird builds in his garage with like Buick Riatas and vans, drift vans and stuff like that. So go check it out. 20,000. So we need 12,000 people or 11,000 people. Go check it out. My parts for the engine still aren't here, so I'm not going to be working on anything up in the engine bay today. I'm still pretty sick. I just haven't had any energy and it's sucked, but I'm trying to work through it. I'm swapping my diff to a 350Z diff to correct the gearing with the CD09 gearbox, and I'm going to pull that out today. Well, I'm going to pull my diff out, which is a 410 240 diff. It's welded with the Villains axle stubs, so you can run the 350Z axles. So when I swap to the new diff, I'll already have the axles. It's going to work great. Plus, I need the Maverick Motorsports like adapter bushing so that I can run the diff. But let's put this thing up on jack stands and pull the diff out. Alright, so now that we got it up on jack stands, you can see my diff there, drive shaft, exhaust. So we got 2 bolts up there, 2 nuts off the studs of the case, 2 bolts in the back that hold the diff to the subframe, the drive shaft, and the axles, which the axles are up in there. So we'll do the axles first, then the drive shaft, then the diff. I got one axle out. The other side I haven't taken off since putting on my exhaust in the first place. So the exhaust is in the way. I'm gonna drop the hanger for the exhaust so it can kind of dangle a little bit. I got a bunch of black shit in my eye. It's in there somewhere. But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna pull the exhaust down a little bit so I can get to the other side. And the axle side, the driver side where the exhaust is really, really tight. And the passenger side, the bolts holding the axle on came loose, which is scary. I usually try and check that before every event, and I haven't done it in a couple. So next time, pay more attention to it, I guess. So I'm gonna drop this exhaust down and move forward. So it looks like pulling that exhaust off really helped out. You can see one axle off. There's the second off. And I've got one more bolt in the drive shaft. But when that drops, it's gonna drop right on top of the exhaust. So I gotta put something underneath it so it doesn't just break the exhaust off or put extra tension on it. So I'm gonna do that real fast. And then I'm gonna bring the camera under and show you what I'm gonna pull off first and how I'm gonna get the diff out by myself, because they are kind of heavy, and when you're laying under your car, it kind of sucks. So you got a couple options. You can either use the jack, or you can just drop it on your chest. All right, so basically I'm gonna pull those two bolts out that are up there first. That way when I do these two, I can slide the diff out of the subframe and then slide it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that couldn't have gone any easier. Very satisfied with that, let me tell you. And this whole time, I thought that the case of my diff was leaking, and everybody told me the case of my diff was leaking. It was always this stupid vent right here. If I wouldn't have stopped to film and stuff, this probably would have took 10 minutes. Yeah, probably the fastest I've ever changed a diff. So, yeah, stoked to have that out. The last thing to do, if you look up in here, there's those gold bushings there. Those are solid. Those are ISR solid diff bushings. And I'm not going to be using those anymore because I'm switching diffs to a Z diff. And I think that they were talking about working on a kit to be able to do this, but right now they don't have it, so I've got to improvise. So as I'm looking at this, you know, you want to try and address any sort of issue, even if I'm not going to use this diff again. One of the axles had a little bit of grease seeping out. Should probably take those out and really look at them, and also get some spares. But either the seal in here is bad, or this vent is pissing gear oil. Not sure which one it is, but not the end of the world. If you guys have never seen the Villains 350Z axle stubs for the S13 or S14 diff, these are them, and they work great. This is an S13 diff. As you can tell, there's no bushings. I do that because I fucking hate diff bushings, but the cover is for an S14. So yeah, that went real smooth, and the shop's kind of a mess. If you can't tell looking around, I'm gonna have to address the switch panel that you guys weren't into. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but I hear what you're saying. I saw some of the comments, and I'm not mad about any of the comments. It's all good. You know, the people were saying that the quality of the build, to have like this piece of sheet metal in there, I get it. I don't have a lot to work with here, and also my main concern with fitting one into the like stock pod where the like stereo and bezel goes and stuff is that there's not really anywhere to mount it to. So you have to make bracing on the back side of it. And I might be getting the carbon fiber one. This dude makes them, it's local. So I might get one, I don't know. But the dash turned out great. So I'm gonna show you guys that. This is that flock dash. I'll go over here, hold on, show you guys more of it. 50 bucks, it's a good deal. But that guy will probably come out and put the carbon one in. I just need like a decent amount of space in this. I need a decent amount of space in this area to put stickers for sponsors that want in-car sticker placement. So maybe I'll do a video tomorrow taking that back apart and I don't know, rework it. Let me know what you guys think. Well, I already know what you guys think about that, but maybe the poly parts will come tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. Still waiting on a few more things. Ooh, I spec'd out probably the most badass coilovers ever with BC Racing. They are an ER series, long travel coilover, and they're gonna be sick. I can't wait. Kevin Lawrence runs a very similar setup. Mine are a little different. but on his pro car, very similar. So stoked on that. I'm gonna go inside and make some food with Raven. And if you guys watch that Maximum Drift cast, I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Also, remember, bet with Paco, 20K. Let's get him there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.